I'm finishing this as I'm spitting, for telling eerie stories hellishly at campfires that's forbidden. And sometimes a bit of an allegory for me to be lit in fires like frostbitten. A couple of fetal skins which I'm wearing looking like vampires, craving for fetal infants' flesh, coming up with excuses like you've got flat tires. And when that shit happens, I'm about to be abusing you entirely, infinitely, and it means I'm causing horrific mutilations mixed with art, shattering flesh decomposition like damn fryers, cooking up your intestines, barbecuing on the grill bodily parts, and it's making me much more higher. And finally I'm smoking some good shit that's full of special effects, and in the depths of these tourist traps I'm consuming internal organs of rapid vampire bats, diseased rats, so that increase my slogans of me doing whatever it is, perhaps cutting out demonic skulls to be given a time of munching snacks when it's time for me to be shining actually out the decks, hellish leaving perhaps enemies in mortuaries, and some MCs out the obituaries. Perhaps I'm giving them sluts motherfucking food stamps if that's necessary, even in cemeteries, cause they bunch of poor as cocksucking skanks. But I'm trying to do the ass and tits, but they smell like breath stinks. Afterwards I'm raping them cunts, there's a chance for me to be ending up in fish tanks, devouring the entire fucking esophagus, plus spilling shark things. See, I'm the best ramen out there, terribly focusing, mentally cosmetic enough, feasting on rotting carcasses in the effing bliss. I'm tough, vampirism, sucking out flesh and bones. That's much worse than cannibalism, of course. A fucking corpse inside the fucking morgue, causing such instant vampirism. I'm spitting volcanic lyrics in chasms, leaving larvae in caverns full of cynical criticism. I'm destroying entirely, eternally. Breast fetish, I'm forever sinning, signing fucking every bitch to be sucking my fucking dick, sink like signs of the forbidden wisdoms, signing my own semen in blood for criticism. I'm truly talented enough to be removing your skin tones, bitch. Don't be telling me shit, cause I'm slitting them throats. 2019 out psycho, scooping out a ton of stiff bones like mortification. A mortician be bleeding, preferably hitting nose that's mysteriously unknown. So I'm now shitting you not, cause when I'm spewing out ill flow, seriously perfecting my own damn songs. And if you was a bitch, I'd be reaching you out like 8 notes of them split throats, fucking bitch hoes. But that doesn't make sense, so I'm blood spilling your thick toes like when I'm tiptoeing to be reaching for the wishbones over your hip bones. I'm raping a fucking bitch hoe. Once again, seagulls forcing your asshole to choke on my tonsils and kissing my buttholes, fulfilling every wish like fish bones throughout the intent and anal crossroads. I'm so lyrically sick, my lyrics I'm physically slacking a bit, instantly doing it like LSD, yet a quick slick, I don't give a hick. Comes in like I'm coming in for dinner table time instead of aborted infants esophagus. I'm buying this eyeball, slitting intestines, glancing in the dark of this, shadowy like psychics, predicting futuristic sidekicks straight from the oracles. Outside of my big spilling aside this frightening sightings. Ain't no miracle, black magical, quitting this rap shit is tragically releasing this cynical lyrical, finishing entire rap careers, rapping about devouring fetuses, as well as I'm be ramming about fishing for shark fins once again hellishly, and my dick spinning like an watching cottage just full of maggots and it's disgusting faggots, like I'm consuming bacteria, tumorous skins that's full of maggots, and seeing shit feasting Siamese twins to become controversial, cause controversies making me excited, munching on top of a mountain, contrabanding, failing in commercials while I'm aiming for success. Perhaps I'm better than the rest. Psychotic visions of a raven's bleeding up, or discover it inside the fucking bird's nest, and I might go psychotic as soon as I'm rhyming once again, but naked running in the cosmos, expressing myself throughout the entire wilderness. And it's a couple of more lines for me to be finishing this infatuation like a mess, blowing up like fugu fish, eat it raw without poison removal. I'm too doing this like I'm casting a voodoo spell. My lyrics are cynic sometimes, spewing out fucking shit that fucks with your sidekick. Or maybe inside this flesh there's buzz, plus I'm tripping. I might be a mysterious sign, differently unique. Girls come and ride my white van, psychotic psychic. But beware not to get stuck in there, cause it's hell. Hearts fuming like hellish coals from deep below, hotter than the sun, fire, lava, magma. I'm mightier than the unknown tribes of whatever, cause it's out psycho. I've been making plenty of reps from the get-go. Epics here, scary as shit there. Most likely reckless lyricism just to annoy, offend others as well. Other times simply for offending the fuck out of these diseased mosquitoes, leaving you bleeding internally and getting stuck in a mosque, about to get tossed into a morgue, bending on knees, about to get his fucking face deformed. I will make it through this, leaving critics choking on their own tongue and hiss like broken tonsils. I will make it through this, leaving critics choking on their own tongue and hiss like broken tonsils. I will make it through this, leaving critics choking on their own tongue and hiss like broken tonsils. I crush your whole skull with a crush horribly bloody skin face, poor guy's helmet. And besides this hellish, I don't give a damn. But I bet my component be already nauseating and vomiting so much by the time I'm finishing this dumb shit. Complete such words of treacherous impacts. First off, fuck off to that fair open my ass on repeat. Remember it slides your eyes with knives, then that's it, faggot. Now it's about time for me to get realistic. Cannibalistic teleportation from my own camcorder with sounds like mystic. A ton of hellish dark entities, parts of them invoked, others evoked through the speakers. The essence from within my sober body's odor. I wanna crush your pineal glands. I will make it through this, leaving critics choking on their own tongue and hiss like broken tonsils. I will make it through this, leaving critics choking on their own tongue and hiss like broken tonsils. I will make it through this, leaving critics choking on their own tongue and hiss like broken tonsils. Jeepers creepers, as I spit this lyricism, causing criticism to vomit so much non-wisdom. Of course, I turn your bodily chunks into a fucking bleeding running corpse, cause the flock of these couple of horses ain't running much. They ass hard enough. Perhaps I'm about to be fully leaving your glands collapsing totally. I'll fucking bite my competitors with my tongue, injecting a diseased eel inside their fucking eyeball. Lyrically, that's through this duration, they getting eaten up until courses and stages attempting like modulation. I will make it through this, leaving critics choking on their own tongue and hiss like broken tonsils. I will make it through this, leaving critics choking on their own tongue and hiss like broken tonsils. I will make it through this, leaving critics choking on their own tongue and hiss like broken tonsils. I will make it through this, leaving critics choking on their own tongue and hiss like broken tonsils. I will make it through this, leaving critics choking on their own tongue and hiss like broken tonsils. I will make it through this, leaving critics choking on their own tongue and hiss like broken tonsils. It's like this, I'm still spitting lyrics in Hell's Kitchen that's full of offensive intentions. Cause I'm sick and tired of non-respective critics, and might as well force feeding your faggots a couple of crickets. I'm insane with mundane tactics, and one of my special features affecting to be mutilating your entire intestines, beating Rhymin Solemns in the stomach aggressively till he's choking horribly, horrendously, laughing at his agony hysterically. My rhymes of Rhymin syllabic lyricism causing epiphanies, brutal terrorism causing future terrors of prison and prisons. Mysteriously, bitch, I've been making you itching whilst you sucking my dick in the fucking kitchen. I've recorded plenty of raps to be proud of, like wisdom. Outside goes the rip of the bar, your entire skeleton scorching in the dark and sounding like a boombox. Or is it a fucking fart? This far-fetched to Olympic pain, torturing form of art. This scarily graphic, you bunch of fucks. Plus a ton of syllables I'll be adjusting like a volcano that's about to be erupting. or something, cause I'm still surrounded my groundbreaking area in Tahiti, breathtaking malaria, spontaneous combustion, hell sepsis, my rhymes like nemesis. Besides, I'm just rhyming words to be causing some hysteria in premises. Prophecies pitting with no consequences, cause this is a psychotic verse that's causing panic in my bodily structures, like a stiff mannequin. Blood-stained barrels, blood spilling anything, while being stiff as a motherfucking hieroglyphic cannibal. My style of rhyming once again climbing out the hole. Plus I'm off the wall, batshit crazy, psychotic, hellish, propofol. You're about to fall. Artistically, I'm still spitting mystically in the process, drilling, traveling, time traveling distantly, making my phones crying miserably, feeding inners, barbecuing on top of this attic like ceiling psychic. My psychic floors hit the rooms, Ouija boards and doors knocking at the sound of booming. Of course, a fucking corpse found laying all over the floors. Outside cause ain't no fucking remorse, cause I'm the one raping your motherfucking horse. At the balcony, Looney Tune and still looming, wishing my enemies to be suffering like puking vehemently by mentioning the actual name isn't even worth it. To be honest, sadistically, I'm always getting away with it, ain't no fooling. And when it's a full moon and broad loom, I'm consuming. Hope there's blood pools of whatever annoying this, frustration causing psychotic contradictions in hellish missions, causing so much incisions. I like drugs, they keep me occupied like precisions, and hellish visions of envisioning to the point of rhyming in televisions of extraterrestrial conditions. My ammunitions of ominous competitions, spitting roughly lustfully beyond compositions, abdomen and bodily deformed quadruplets, choking at their own contributions. Time for me to be spitted like saliva, puking, foaming at the mouth. Ain't no rabies, just violent swine killing babies, eating their entire kidneys like daisies. Destruction, destructing, dropping punchlines, malfunction at the act of puncture, vigorously plotting beyond the entrance of any like channelized music encrypted in hieroglyphic dikes, imagery of an abused bleeding Picasso rhymes. Still I'm causing facial painting, a butt naked slut on the chalkboard, fating, possessed into this such wizardry. I guess perhaps Molly is my fucking favorite extra substance. I'm no junkie, just a fucking dissing every motherfucker that's against my intentions. Fucking nobodies, I'm really wishing I'd be ripping out they fucking eyeballs dangerously. Just a fucking MC on the mic, spitting continuously. I'm different and unique, see. My rhymes be spunky, ain't no think, ain't no being funny, just flunky. Time to get serious, homicidal, mutilating fetal intestines, ritually, or should I say realistically, sabbatical ceremonies, spit at the fucking balcony, butt naked upside down, hanging from the ceiling, immensely looking like you're about to fucking be exploding. My intense rhyming flows causing contradictions once again, ripping out the stillborn from the fucking uterus, eating half of his fucking placenta, and the other half I'm leaving it there. Spitting raps about the illest facts, I'm amusing, my lyrics be brand new like causing hallucinogens on handicaps. Sometimes venomous anthrax, cerebellum, psychic attacks, vermin attest to symbolism plats. The formulate the mouth infested vomiting a worm, or is it an entire pelts? Force feeding infants, dangerous vomiting disease, cancerous rats. Whatever it is, I'm consuming fetal fats. I guess, yo, I'm hitting a ton of facts, regurgitated verbs of my inwards, planting plants with scarlet skulls standing on decks. Now this lyricism making me causing serious vandalism, hellish intentions, contracting your fleshed out bodily innards, tied to a fucking gate attached to Venus flat chaps, venomously connected to the nearest pulse side of this anal incision. Ain't no decision, leave you bleeding, causing hemorrhage, incision, intense ripping. My antenna rhymes spitting, rhyme skin screaming out words of another cynicism. Perhaps I'm about to release venomous spontaneous combustion once again. Ain't no mission, just better listen to my inner vision, envisioning God signing for competitions of tarantula eating verbalism. My commission of committees spewing out omniscience in such establishments through hellish ominous, like envisioning visions of my exhibitions of me decomposing a ton of skulls and bones, behemoth catacomb chasms. Outside goes forever forming verse and forming at the words. with psychotic exhibitions and fortresses. I'm writing my verse in simplest terms, verse that attempts to deliver Bashan in village camps. My stems of for classic joy, Mohawk Haiti, Tahiti 14, fucked and lit, fornicating just a bit. My lotus of locusts be oppressing by possessing the proposition, by depleted true study, well composition. Carnivorous, carnivorous, carnivorous carnage of freakish blisters and freaks perking pissers. Ominous, venomous, dungeon breast fetish, aerial fetish, cardiovascular, large, straight out the lines, volcanic eruption, hell, sabbatical corruptions. My conception continuously banish my opponents, spit the rums to components. Obvious, obligatory, offer no pills like opioids, opium. My white is perky, rums of the psychic beef jerky analysis. Cause this lyricism I'm spewing of horrors ever since I can't reminisce. But now I'm leaving my enemies inside a chamber full of tortures. I'm in this bitch devouring and consuming. Perhaps I'm spitting this like an elevation. Time is consuming, written inside my information, reaching specific destinations like performing fetal bodily mutilations inside my consumption. That's cannibalistic assumption, that's sadistic in a sense, plus my sixth sense leaving off sadistic a conception. Sickly dense insanity staying dormant inside a horrendous trance, hellishly awaiting for the next steps. Abysmal ritualistic of my ramen concepts. As I'm ramen, try my damn best, Frankenstein feeded by the parts once again. And sacrilege cauldrons like a bowl of dumplings in hell's abysses. There's bloodily fucking with me, it's a horrible consideration. Outside got insane enough to torture your newborns, then afterwards bind its fucking soul inside oblivious emulates like ramification. This horrific haunting, daunting, leave this facial expression daunting, disfigure eternally and beyond. The some spending an entire song about it, but the dread and vomit for it badly, a boring humanity so damn badly. I'm meriting ostrich during a bestial ceremony, slitting a human throat, kissing ghosts in the buttocks from divorcing motherfuckers. That hysterically, and if that ain't normal enough for me to be a bit more crazy, shady, standing but naked at the balcony, speaking in rhymes distantly to an elephant's tomb. I'm kissing maliciously, seriously, caressingly. Yo, it's about time for me to be a rapper, like an aspiring rapper with an inspiration, vivid imagination of certain fornication, sexual acts of the fucking entire female civilization. Yo, I'm leading to stay up, bleeding, stampeding, my every wish I'm fulfilled, like succeeding, licking every chunk bits, gargling, cannot tonsils, vomiting past, plus slitting, ceased once again magically, succeeding instantly, tragically not, and not even wasting one fucking ramen scheme, screaming out my verbal comprehension, ain't mythical enough to be associated with no procrastination in the process. One cold-blooded enough to be screaming like ice creams made of bodily parts, intended to be put out inside the refrigerator, aka skeletons. I'm terminating my enemies entirely like alligators choking on their own blood, esophagus eliminating, never singulated motherfucking enemies, cause we've been drowning in bloody pools of burning acidic waters, rivers of blood running throughout history. I'm passionately standing on my foes, bloodily ramming corpses made out of lyrics, bodily chunks and hellish spirits. Demonical, my tongue spitting out necronomical, monstrosity, comical, sonical, and in this density I'm causing cataclysms, ferocity, verbalization, cocaine snorting enormously, rabid enemies vomit out calamari chunks. These strips I'm spewing be remaining like left remains of my rotting carcasses in desert-like areas full of blast stains. Perhaps one visualized psychic is monstrous enough, causing malaria in the eye shades. Enormous fume is scarily from within me. Every song I'm spitting from now on should be like deals, laughing hysterically at the matter of factual overredaction in a bad piss. Cervix, syllabic, massive reps full of clitoris wrapped in chasm like traps. Bitches bleeding on my footsteps, my foulish flowing cosmetic vowels of innately bowels throughout the deepest concepts of my inspections. Cause this lyricism because it intense psychedelic terrorism trips and like spaced out special effects, bitch. I've been spitting such reps in disgust, repulsive lyricism of horrors cannot adjust and combustions like spontaneous combustion, looking into my eyes and witnessing hellish informations of affirmations from within this pure egoism, destinations of a vicious enough terrorism inside an entire city terrorizing. I am what I am, hellish shadowy native from the hellish abysses of shadowy unknown lands. These fucking raps I'm spewing out tucking a couple of necks like tight depths, plus my ramen verbalism only evolving throughout the devouring process like supervisions, and thus I'm a quest of missions, causing incision for my enemies of sickness. I'm leaving them bleeding precision, cause you fucking suck like stress. Perhaps I'm vicious enough to the point of brutalization of it, smoking a joint like uttering, watching so much inhumane mutilations to the point again I'm leaving oikoid inside your fucking chin. Minutes seem like specks in this bitch of dusty, musty past me, be raping you entirely. Cerebral cortex stripped out bloodily, and like bleeding vortex would be hanging out, dangling neck tightly. I'll psycho strip it apart, your entire bodily parts, throwing a couple of darts at the same time releasing a ton of farts. Plus my intentions to be spitting such versatile compositions for within the spark, alone in the dark. You're jealous of my ammunitions, biting a bloody entry like a dog's carcass, still maintaining to be effing a bit like I'm fucking tearing apart the whole esophagus. Chunks of entrails, I'm picking them off from the fucking ground bloodily, leaving a couple of fucking scars and whatnot. Vehemently I'm poking his last butthole cause I'm insane from the gusto, intense complexions. Taking the shit, picking it up, squirting it all over the walls cause I don't give a fuck. Taking the shit, picking it up, squirting it all over the walls cause I don't give a fuck. Vomit get my reflexes, puking reflexes. Once again my defenses like a sword and shield battling my opponents. Psychotic intentions to be feasting on my entire opponents. Then writing lyrics at the dungeon, wondering about to get nasty, plunging, waiting for the dragon's fury that's lunging in the shadowy gallows. Blood clot munching, cerebral repercussion equals blood gushing, vomiting a ton of blood equals concussions. Slaughtering Rhymin Salim, cutting out his fucking eyeball as he's fucking vomiting horrendously, laughing at his agony once again. He's a fucking nobody, just trolling like a fucking useless dummy.
Mr. White Sox Sticks.
Fucking homo, your fucking voice is horrible. Fake it, you sound like you're suffering. Nesma, taking the shit, picking it up, squirting it all over the walls cause I don't give a fuck. Taking the shit, picking it up, squirting it all over the walls cause I don't give a fuck. I'm aiming towards the entire collision contribution, so I'm bringing forth ammunitions, discussing the front yards, coupling clustered bones, digging graveyards at catacombs deeper. My starts getting sweeper, raining like desert storms, developing wretchedly beyond causes. Venomous serpents, type of saliva splits, heads warrior. My own intentions, the tears seek palm trees, pine cactus plus caucus mountains and forbidden carcasses in the fucking unknown fortresses. Set sailing, insane lyricism asylum, monstrously straight out the canvas, thinking about writing a ton of verses, hellishly spitting this like I'm transcending the transaction. My lyrics are hairs at his feet, the fish better in bits of chunks, devouring all of your fucking cowards like cannibalism. Taking the shit, picking it up, squirting it all over the walls cause I don't give a fuck. Taking the shit, picking it up, squirting it all over the walls cause I don't give a fuck. Spitting verses in my own conclusion, force feeding venomous serpents in my own illusion. Bleeding infants, foaming at the mouth, bubbling lava, saliva, compensation. Fucking rabies, hellish insane procrastination, brutally raping a ton of babies at the Great Lake, fishing for meat, partaking, house of werewolves, causing force spitting, heart taking, freezing showers of shocking electricity is in the making. Palpations mixed with gas stations, burning fumes, inhalation. In the meantime, I'm butt raping a slut, videotaping abortions on slot and straight out the fucking spot, bitch. Well, I'm still spitting lyrics that's literally sick, till MCs can handle it, still in affection like business, and that's it. Plus spilling whatever the fuck it is. My intention's to keep on spewing and rhyming syllabic slick, sickest lyrics linguistically, bitch. Maliciously insane but yet quick viciousness. I'm consuming feeded bodily parts, still my stomach so full like a bowl of oatmeal spilling milk. Cause what I'm contaminating an entire coliseum of repulsive like regurgitation, state of insanity mixed with some delirium and amnesic oblivion, attempted to an asylum as fucking things give it imagination. Lips and sinkers of substance in containing semen like liquidation, that's utterly stuck in cement and stinking as fornication. Damn, my rum is still stinking, spitting blood, saliva, truly progressing like sensations. No pun intended or smitten Wesson, but I'm teaching you all a fucking lesson. To such potency like might, magic and brutality combined in travesties. I'm harvesting scars in boneyards. Honestly, the next campfire story I'll be foretelling signifies videotapes like fortune telling oracles to be propelling in the process. Fishing for lyricism, cause I'm forever more forming compositions like digging out for decomposition, bitch. Time approaching so damn quickly, like a knife to the spine, directly entering strictly. Ain't even counting milliseconds that quickly. These raps I'm spitting probably becoming old school like history historically. And by the time I'm finishing this, another next day be approaching approximately. Once again, don't take it as a lesson, cause I'm only expressing myself. But whatever the fuck I'm thinking about momentarily only, cause the next day I'm arguably consuming bodily parts once again, with chunks shredding out blood. And in the process, once again I'm truly anti-humanity pridefully. Hellishly do me a favor by sucking my fucking dick, bitch. Purely purification, cause I'm more horny than a sex machine fornicating thoroughly. My sensation when I'm spewing out rhymes on the mic, it's like futuristic signs of Oracle timeline mixed with asinine. My intentions like 666 bleeding infants, and there's being crushed to quintuplets and bits inside my mouth. Food bite the ribs fatally, and then fetal bodily infestation getting torn to shreds immensely like chunky ramification of anally fucking pits full of confetti quadruplets, fed delivered bloodily large. I'm consuming horrendously, like I'm sinfully, thankfully causing malfunctioning motor gross hysterectomy. It's like I've been fully empowered once again. Rejuvenation of Emperor GT fucker. Perhaps Grandmaster before me in the mouth like saliva spits. I'm fuming, washing machines plus psychotic visions. I'm experiencing of ton of infants bleeding from a distance. From within this innately viciousness, I'm causing gastrointestinal consumption and a couple of adversaries vomiting aggressively due to so much nauseousness becoming of my symphonic verbalism mess. Illing with special effects, gag boy vomiting, spitting. Discharged verse like a space station meshing as I'm fleshing a couple of has-beens in the flushing as a 9.5 points landing on fleshkins, and the fresh bits on dumplings boiling. Affirmation considering the same definition for foul smelling trash bins. Spaced out appetites, my actual consideration like I'm drunk in being a mess, a performance of human mutilations. And the next joint I'm smoking out entirely. Mysteries like carcasses showing up eerily through this lyrical monstrosity. So take heed as I'm still in this bitch, raping it raw weirdly like a videotape. I'm taping out the fetal getting aborted, but nakedly, bitch. Out cycle forever bashing your fucking face.